Hello friends, hope all of you are doing good today. In today's session, we are going to learn about inheritance in Java. In any object-oriented programming language, inheritance is one of the major topic in it. Today, let's see how inheritance can be applied in Java. What is inheritance? Inheritance is something one object is getting the properties and behavior of another object by just extending the parent object. So here the terms are parent, child, classes. So the parent class, let's take an example of a parent class vehicle. A vehicle parent class can have childs like two-wheeler, four-wheeler. Now the two-wheeler and four-wheeler share some common features or common behaviors and properties of the parent class vehicle. What are all those common features? A parent class vehicle can run. Not the class can run, an object. Their object can run. The vehicle will be running and it will have some kind of engine attached to it. Some might not have engine also there, but still let us take an engine, a motor vehicle is what we are going to talk about. So then now we have a motor, an engine attached to it. Then it will have wheels. It may have wheels. No, it must have wheels. And then it will have some tires and some sort of colors. And also it might have some seating capacity. So these are the common features of a vehicle. When it comes to a two-wheeler, the two-wheeler is having the motor, wheels, tires, and the riding mechanism is a handle. It doesn't have steering, it have handle. Two people can sit in this particular two-wheeler vehicle, and it will have a petrol tank which is outside, sitting outside. It is explicitly shown, and it have the chains which is rotating the wheels, and these are the features, behaviors of a two-wheeler. When we take this example, the vehicle class had some basic features and behaviors, and that extended to the two-wheeler class or the two-wheeler object as well. In addition to the vehicle object, what object had, in addition to that, the two-wheeler had given some additional features to it. That is where the child class getting more or additional behaviors and properties than a vehicle parent class. Now, let's take a four-wheeler class. The four-wheeler class or the four-wheeler object also inherited from a vehicle class. A car also have an engine, but it's a car engine, and it have different variant types of engines: petrol, diesel, and also electric engine. And car has a different capacity of number of people which can accommodate, and also the shape is different than a two-wheeler. But the same time, the car class also shares some behaviors and features from the superclass or our parent class called vehicle. Now let's try that in the Java class. In this SRC folder which we have created earlier, I am going to create a new package called com.neonics.training.inheritance. Now I have created a package neonics com.neonics.training.inheritance. Inside this package, I'm going to create a vehicle class. As we mentioned, the vehicle class has some features like it can run, say void run. Let me just take it as run vehicle. So the run vehicle is a feature, and also we have the number of wheels, number of tires, number of wheels, and int number of seats. Let me give a sysout in this run method. Running my vehicle. Now this has been done, and let's go back to our Hello World training class, and this code I'm going to remove, the car object and all I'm going to remove. Let me just make an object of this particular class called vehicle and new vehicle. So let me just do this vehicle dot. I need to make the method as public so that I can access it. Public, save it, run vehicle. Now let's run and confirm this program is working fine. Yes, running my vehicle. Now let me extend this vehicle. Extends is the keyword which is used to inherit a parent class to a child class. Now I'm going to create a two-wheeler class here. You can even use the superclass in this Eclipse. Superclass, you can just choose the superclass as, say here, if you search vehicle, you will be able to figure it out. You can manually type as well. Now what happens, this two-wheeler class extends vehicle. Say how this vehicle is getting extended to the two-wheeler class. Let me just give public void run vehicle. So now I'm going to run my two-wheeler. Let me just put sysout, run my two-wheeler. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a class object of two-wheeler, two-wheeler equal to new two-wheeler. Let me just run the two-wheeler object and let's see what happens. I need to make that as well also public. Okay, public is there. Hello world two-wheeler dot. Yeah, run vehicle is there. Yes, I'm running now. Let us see what happens. Now the running my vehicle came and run my two-wheeler also came here. Do I need to write the entire run vehicle method here, or if it is a vehicle running feature, why can't I use the parent one? Right now, we have created like this run vehicle as a entire method. Behalf of giving this feature, I could call the super method, the super class method, that is the parent class method here using the super keyword, super dot run vehicle. So if I run this, what will happen now? If I run the two-wheeler, it will be running the two-wheeler vehicle, not the two-wheeler vehicle, the vehicles run my vehicle method. That is what it is going to execute. So we got the facility that behalf of calling this method, we can directly call the other method. Now, let me just show you with some other example how does this inheritance works. Say for example, this vehicle is a new vehicle which I created. I have changed this back to, I have retained this back into the two-wheeler. Now the vehicle is, I can create new two-wheeler using the vehicle object. Now the vehicle is again becoming the two-wheeler, and the two-wheeler is also a two-wheeler vehicle. Let's run this. What's going to happen? Both the vehicle became two-wheeler. Both this object became two-wheeler. So that's one example of inheritance, whereas you can declare the parent class and you can use the child classes as your object creation. Like two-wheeler is always going to be a vehicle, whereas vehicle is not going to be a two-wheeler. Now, while this class is getting created, while the object is getting created, I just want to create a constructor which has some fields. I'm just going to create the two-wheeler class, two-wheeler constructor, and I'm going to initialize the two-wheeler data. Say this dot, you can see the number of seats came here, whereas the number of seats is not a property of the two-wheeler class, whereas the number of seats came from this particular vehicle class. Now let us number of seats, let us put the number of seats as 1 and this dot number of wheels as 2. Okay, now what we can do is we can print this sysort seats of this number of seats. Number of seats of this vehicle equal to plus what you will do, this dot number of seats. The same way, let me copy this, paste it here. Number of wheels of this vehicle is this dot number of wheels. Now let me just comment the vehicle one, the two-wheeler one, and I'm just playing around with the vehicle. Let's run this and see what happens. So now you can see the number of seats of this vehicle 1, number of wheels of this vehicle is 2, and also you have noticed it has run the two-wheeler classes object, or the two-wheeler classes run vehicle method has these 3 statements. That is what it ran. Whereas the vehicle class has this run vehicle method which didn't run while we executed. Now let's try running this two-wheeler object and see. Now this two-wheeler, yes, it also displays the same, because the two-wheeler, when we create the two-wheeler using this constructor, we initialize these two values to 1 and 2. Now, so far we have inherited this vehicle class to a two-wheeler class. Now let's try creating one more class called four-wheeler. And unlike I do it with Eclipse, I just want to write it down. Extends vehicle. Okay, so now the vehicle class came here. What probably I will be doing, I'll be using this here. I'm going to run my vehicle. This is run my four-wheeler and the number of vehicle, number of seats. So I'm not going to give any value to this, but in this test hello world, this hello world program, I'm just going to comment this and I'm creating the vehicle with the run vehicle, whereas the two-wheeler I'm going to change to four-wheeler. Okay, so now my vehicle is a four-wheeler and let me see what does it print. Run as a Java application. Number of seats of this vehicle is 0 and number of this vehicle is 0 and run my four-wheeler. Anyway, my four-wheeler is running without any wheels or seats. That is what happened. Why it doesn't have? Because we didn't initialize the values over here. Let's try initializing this value in the vehicle and see. Let's create a constructor for this vehicle. That's my constructor. Okay, just constructor, and I'm just removing all these. Let me just create this dot number of seats equal to 2 and this dot number of wheels equal to 2. Now the vehicle object have these two values preset when they create the object, when the object vehicle is getting created. So when a four-wheeler object creates, let us see whether a vehicle object is also getting initialized. Let us run this. Yes, that means if we didn't explicitly override the values to this four-wheeler extended class, the vehicle extended four-wheeler class, it is going to get all the values which is set in the vehicle object. That means the vehicle object is initialized with this 2 and this 2 and the four-wheeler displayed the same. Now let us change it back to two-wheeler and see what happens to two-wheeler and see what happens here. Run as two-wheeler. Whereas two-wheeler didn't use the values which is set in the vehicle because two-wheeler is initializing with its own values here in the two-wheeler constructor. Now let me just let me add a constructor here as well in the four-wheeler, public four-wheeler, round brackets, this dot number of seats equal to 4 and this dot number of wheels equal to 4. I think a car can accommodate 5 people. So 5. Now let's run the four-wheeler. Let's go to the hello world, create the four-wheeler and run the four-wheeler. Now our vehicle is four-wheeler and it has 5 member seats and it can have a 4 wheels in it. So that is how inheritance works. Now we have seen how inheritance works in Java. Now let us extend this one extended class to another extended class. Say for example a four-wheeler. A four-wheeler is going to be a car. Say I'm going to create a class car which comes from a four-wheeler. Okay, so now the four-wheeler, I'm not going to write any objects in this. Let me just go to the hello world and I'm going to do this vehicle as car. I'm not even creating the four-wheeler. I'm just giving the car. So let me just see the vehicle is coming to the car. How the vehicle objects properties is coming to the car. Here if you run, what happens? The number of seats of this vehicle is 5. And the number of wheels of this vehicle is 4. How does it come? Because the car is extending four-wheeler. It doesn't have any method. The vehicle object, the vehicle class has run vehicle method. And we called new car. The car is extended from four-wheeler. The four-wheeler have this run vehicle method. This method is which is getting executed and by initializing these values. So now you want to add something like string car color, string car color, then string car engine capacity. Okay, so these two values you add. Now you are going to write another method, public run my car. Okay, here I'm just changing the method name run my car and it's also going to return nothing, void. Whereas the first statement I'm going to call is super dot run vehicle is what I am going to run, and the super dot run vehicle I will be writing sys out my car is running. Now sys out my car color is this dot car color. Sys out my car engine capacity plus this dot engine capacity. So all these fields which I have added, all these statements which I have added, let me run my car. What is going to happen? Let's see. It executed number of seats, number of vehicle, but run four-wheeler, run my four-wheeler is what it has run. It didn't executed this method because I didn't call this method. Let me just call this run my car. So while I was trying to call the method from run my car, which is a new method which is unaware in the vehicle class. So I am unable to call the vehicle dot run my car because vehicle doesn't know there is a method in the car object. So what is possible for us to call this method is, let's check with an instance of vehicle instance of say car. Now if the vehicle is an instance of car, we can cast this vehicle to the car object by using car and vehicle and then put it in the round brackets. Now the casting is done. You will be able to call run my car method. So this is one possible way you can call run my car. Now if I if I call this run my car, first it is going to call the run vehicle, and the run vehicle is going to execute, and at the end both the methods are getting executed with its values. Let's see how does it run. First it ran, number of seats of this vehicle is 5 and number of wheels of this vehicle is 4. Run my four-wheeler, my car is running and my car color is null and my car engine capacity is null. Now what we can do, we can go ahead and create a constructor here to give the car a color. Public car, say this dot car color equal to red, then this dot car engine capacity equal to 2000. Okay, let me go ahead and run this. Yes, we got that values as well. Now what we have seen is we created one vehicle class, and from that vehicle class we have extended to two-wheeler and four-wheeler. Then again that four-wheeler we could extend to car. Now two-wheeler again we can extend to bike or bicycle or geared cycle or whatever other two-wheelers which you know that you can extend, and it can use the common behaviors and the properties which is residing in its parent classes and parent objects. You can extend the car class into any other car classes, like you want to create a Mercedes car, you want to create a BMW car, or you want to create a Ferrari car. You can extend the car class and create that objects, and you can utilize the common properties which is residing from the vehicle to the four-wheeler to the car, and all those properties are accessible to your class, which is a BMW or a Mercedes or a McLaren or whatever it is. In today's session we have learned about how to use inheritance in Java. Try this in your IDE and let us know about whether you get the outputs as expected. If you have any doubts about the inheritance, post it here as comments and we are happy to help you out. And if you have not subscribed this channel yet, subscribe it now so that you will get notified when we upload new videos. Also, don't forget to share this video to your friend circle so that they will also learn coding in Java. Thank you.